My name's Neil, and here at PepperDash, I develop products including Essentials. In this series of videos, we'll walk you through configuring, modifying, and deploying Essentials. In this video, we'll discuss what Essentials is, ways you can use it, and the benefits of open source. What is Essentials? Well, at the highest level, it's a framework for Crestron control systems. It's configurable, meaning you can change the behavior without changing your source code. It's standardized, meaning it's easy to build off. And it's open source, meaning everyone can use, modify, and build off it, and it's freely available to all. What are the ways to use Essentials? Well, it really has three purposes. First, as a starting point for standalone systems. It has all the building blocks you need to get up and running. It serves as a foundation to rapidly develop control systems and a strong starting point for all Crestron developers. Instead of everybody around the world trying to recreate the wheel, we've open sourced it to ensure everyone has a strong starting point for Crestron development. Secondly, as a plugin architecture. That means without having to edit the core architecture, you can load your own plugins that add any custom logic you want. Some examples of that might be our mobile control plugin, which allows us to control our HTML5 UI and communicate back and forth with control systems. Other examples would be any kind of device driver. So if you need to support controlling some kind of third-party device, or even a Crestron device that isn't already part of the architecture, you can write a plugin for it and load it in at runtime without having to change the architecture. So what capabilities does Essentials have? Well, I'll try and hit the high points, but this is not an exhaustive list. It can do signal routing, which means it can automatically route all your audio, video, and even USB signals through most common Crestron gear and third-party gear as well. Obviously, device control, which means displays from popular manufacturers, nearly every current Crestron DM device, a whole suite of other native Crestron devices, and some other third-party ones in the following categories. Basic source controls for things like TV tuners and Blu-ray players, video calling codecs like Cisco and Zoom Room, DSPs, we have plugins for Biamp and a few of the other popular manufacturers, as well as room business logic. And that means we've got built-in support for room types like huddle rooms, and even a huddle room with video and audio conferencing. And lastly, it even has UI support. It handles integration with Crestron Smart Graphics panels, as well as our mobile control HTML5 UI, to handle all of the UI logic associated with the built-in huddle room and the huddle room with video and audio conferencing. Okay, so if you're a developer, you're probably asking yourself, yeah, this is great, but why do I care? Well, let's get real. We've all been told for a long time that this was coming and this is the way of the future. And some people dove straight into Simple Sharp Pro, but that's not where most people are. Most people will want to use something like Essentials as a framework to get started in progressing in that direction. Many people need to move into Simple Sharp Pro or even just Simple Sharp to handle important tasks that are now day-to-day part of our business, like cryptography and data serialization that you just can't do in simple Windows. So we developed Essentials as a standalone product to be a standalone application and quickly realized that we needed to use a lot of the parts of it to go along with our simple projects, and we needed a way to integrate it simply and easily. So we built that in. We do use Essentials as a standalone product with clients, but the reality is the bulk of the use of Essentials is a hybridization between Essentials running in one program slot and our simple Windows programming running in another one or more slots. And we use Essentials to do all the things we can't do in simple Windows, or to offload a lot of the tasks that are really tricky to do in simple Windows and they don't scale very well. But Essentials scales really well. That's what it's for. You can dynamically instantiate anything you want inside there that it supports. So that's really where the advantages are. And most importantly, as an open source project, you don't just have to trust the black box. You can go inside the black box and look at it and edit it and understand it and bend it to your will if you need to. Which brings us to the next section. Okay, so what are the benefits of open source? As an open source framework, Essentials is available to download, modify, and use for everyone around the world. What does that mean? Well, it's free for everyone, and you can download it right now. It's time-tested and a reliable, sturdy starting point. It's collaborative and community-driven, so we can all benefit from each other's investments. If someone creates a plugin to handle X and contributes that to the community, then we can all build off that developer's contributions. Thanks for watching. As I said in the beginning, this is the first of a series of videos. Up next, we'll show you how to get started with Essentials by how to download the code, load it to a processor, and connect the example UI to play around a little bit. After that, we'll get into some of the details about configuring Essentials. Thanks for watching again. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification icon so you can find out when the future videos get released. See you next time.